I'm back. Let's keep going. So, the setting of this movie, again, is one of the things that I was kind of concerned about, but one of the things I loved the best because it's just a small town, but it is not Woodsboro. Please never go back to Woodsboro again. Never say never, but like, Scream 4 did it, and it was like, okay, this is cool. We haven't been here since the OG. And then Scream 5 did it again, and it was like, yeah, we just did this, and you're probably just doing this to be nostalgic or get people to be like, oh look, it's Woodsboro. Remember Woodsboro? It's Woodsboro. And then we had Scream VI, which did the Jason Takes Manhattan thing, having Ghostface in the Big Apple in New York on subways. So that was awesome. But then it's like, where do you go from there? And we go to a small town, but not Woodsboro. And to me, this town felt smaller than Woodsboro, but in like the best way possible. It felt this movie, for the most part, feels very contained, right? It's not trying to be like a whole. I was gonna say something. It's kind of contradicting. I was gonna say it's not trying to be like a look at the whole franchise type of movie, and it's just like its self-contained story. But like I said, that's not exactly true. But I was getting the vibe. It's more of like a grounded story. This movie can hold its own. It's not being like, look at this movie, look at that movie. But yeah, wait till I talk about the last 20 minutes. But yeah, I love the town. It's set in fall. I believe the calendar said November. I was really hoping because I saw like orange leaves and pumpkins. I was like, oh, we doing Halloween time again? Because Scream VI did Halloween. Not Halloween, but the atmosphere, the the look of everything. I was like, chef's kisses. It was very beautiful. And like Sydney Prescott is working at a coffee house or like a cafe, which I found hilarious because she said something about I'm going to work, and I'm like, okay, let's see where the awesome ass Sydney Prescott's going. You know, she went to college, she's been through so much shit, she's so smart, she has all these qualifications. Where's she working? And it's this tiny little coffee house. And I'm not dissing anyone who works at a coffee house. That would be like the coolest job ever. It seemed very like calm, which is what she needs. But I was just like, I thought that was funny just to see her like working at the cash register and just like, can I take your order? Type shit. Yeah, the whole town has this like very warm, welcoming vibe, which is funny because it's such a horror movie. But that's what Sydney wants, right? She wants this like homey, safe environment. And yeah, so I really liked the whole small town. It felt very secluded. Everybody knows each other type thing. Um, that is one thing that I dislike that tried being the whole like remember this nostalgia type thing is they copy the scene from the original where they show that there's a curfew town wide, and it shows people like locking up the doors to their small businesses and getting in their cars and going home, and like we can't be out late, and they're playing the Devil's Red Right Hand. I don't know if that's the right name. They play it in every single Scream movie except for 4, and they originally played it in Scream 4, I think. It's just in a deleted scene. I'm not mad they played the song because it's like you gotta play the song. But I was just like, okay, yeah, here comes the nostalgia stuff. Remember we did it in the original. We're doing it here. Um, let's see. Okay, the fake out. The fake out. There isn't a fake out. There's multiple ghost faces in this. Three, which is like keeping with the theme of VI. They have three ghost face killers, not three screams. And yeah, it's the one that was chasing Sydney and her daughter through like the crawl spaces of their house. And they're like running outside. All of a sudden, a car pulls up, bam, right into Ghostface. And it's not just like it hits him, it's like it hits him and like runs over him, his legs, his head, like all of the above. Probably not actually, but it killed him for sure. I was like, bro, if that Ghostface pops up, or if they look over and that Ghostface is gone, I'm walking out. Like, you cannot tell me he survived that. And I'm like, who's in this car? Is it a random bystander? Did Tatum run and get in the car? Who's in this car? Door opens up. Gale motherfucking Weathers. And that's again a moment I was like, ah! And then two other doors open up. Two other people get out. Chad and Mindy. At that point, I was just like, I was like, how did I ever think this movie would suck? Like, we just got Gale, Mindy, Chad all together, killed Ghostface. It was incredible. Gale, though, in this movie, from the get go, high key sus. To the point where the ending, I feel like they needed to address it, like how sus she had been. Because I swear to you, before the final Ghostface takes off his mask, before the final Ghostface takes off his mask, I was like, it's Gale. Like, they finally did it. Like, they finally did it in Scream VI. Ghostface has a call with Gale, and he's like, yeah, Dewey was like the fan favorite. It wouldn't have made sense for him to be the killer. And like Sydney, she's the final girl. But like having you be the killer, that would have been a great twist. You know, it would make sense. Like you needed a new story, so you became the killer to make your own story. And then the I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 film, I feel like they watched Scream VI and was like, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna take that idea and actually do that. Um, and watching Scream 7, I was like, okay, they saw that I Know What You Did Last Summer did it, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it better than you. Sorry, because okay, so first thing, right after Chad, Mindy, Gale show up out of that car, um, Chad, I believe, mentions like Gale's show that she had in parts 5 and 6 canceled. Gale keeps she has very shaky hands. She like picks up a cup of coffee. She has to grab it with both hands, and Sydney's like, "What's up with that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just like nerve damage from what happened in New York." But Sydney's like, "Hmm." Like she's sus. She knows something's up. At some point, Gale gets out her purse and she's popping pills, and I'm like, "Okay, something's up." Um, I swear Mindy even says something at one point, something along the lines of like how Gale's career is failing. And then the last, okay, not even, let me rewind a bit. Throughout the film, Gale is very adamant, very persistent to get me to Sydney, being like, bro, we gotta investigate this. And Sydney's like, nah, I'm not about that life anymore. I just want to be here with my daughter. And Gale's just like, are you sure we should investigate this? We gotta investigate. You want to come investigate? We should invest. So I was like, bro, she's being too adamant. Then the last 20 minutes of this film, Gale's just gone. Straight up. She just gone. And I'm like, okay, it'd be one thing if she got injured, right? Like maybe Ghostface stabs her and she's like, I can't go on, Sydney, you gotta do this without me. But she just gone. Like she did not get attacked. They got split up because Sydney takes off without Gale. But I'm like, there were no other cars. You didn't try running. You didn't try calling the cops. And so the reveal happens, and I'm like, it's Gale. It has to be Gale. Who's left? Where is Gale? They haven't acknowledged where Gale is. Mask comes off. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then, yeah, when Gale finally shows up, she was like, oh, yeah, sorry you had to do it without me. I'm like, what? Like, no one's gonna say, where were you? Okay, what was up about you taking pills? What was up about this? What was up about that? It's just like, okay, so we made her the biggest red herring just to be like, oh no, nah, she's fine. She didn't do nothing. But okay, I've talked enough about majority of the things. Let's get down to brass tacks. Okay, but first, but first, Up until this point, pretty much everything great. We got great kills. We got great chase scenes. We got great um, character interaction. Like I said, not a big fan of most of the new characters besides McKenna Grace and Tatum's other friend, her other girlfriend. I can't remember their names, I'm sorry. All the guys, I was like, nah, not feeling you, buddy, sorry. We have a scene at like a pizza place where Mindy and Chad kind of call all the suspects together so they can do the typical, like, what's your motive? You could be the killer, you could be the killer. Um, oh, this is the most all over the place video, but the ghost face that Mindy, Chad, and Gail hit with the car. So he was dead, thankfully. And they take off the mask. Who the fuck is this? Literally, that's what everyone's reaction in the movie was. Dude named Carl or Kyle, just some guy who came in to get a coffee at Sydney's diner earlier in the movie. So we're like, oh, okay, who is this? Why would he want to kill her? Is he working with somebody else? He was working with somebody else. All the Stu stuff. Let's talk about that. Okay, so Sydney, she first gets the call. You know, hi Sydney, remember me? And she's like, bro, you're just hiding behind a phone. And he's like, nah, I'm not hiding. Video chat mode. It's Stu. It's Stu Macher. Hey Sydney, what's up? Acting all crazy. And it's like, oh my gosh, is he really alive? And like they say at one point they like try looking into the coroner's report and like the paperwork is missing, so they don't know if Stu actually died, but everyone's like, nah, like he got brought to the mortuary, like he has to be dead. But like suspicion keeps rising. um the guy who died, Carl, they find out he like escaped from a psych ward. He was there because he killed 3 women, and they interview or talk to some of the people at the psych ward, and they see a picture of Stu, and they're like, oh no, that's not Stu, that's John Doe, because we didn't know his real name or something. And like, yeah, he's been here since the 90s. And when we see Stu, he has all these scars on his face, which is ironic because for like the past 15 years, there's been all these like fake Scream trailers with Stu's face photoshopped to have all these scars. So it was funny to like see that happen, but actually in the movie now. But it's looking like Stu's really alive more and more, and that is something cool that it's not just phone calls the whole movie. It's actually video chat, and we get to see Stu being Stu, acting like his crazy self, and see the suspicion rise of like to go from Stu's dead to like, is he? No, he's alive, and they think it's Stu. But then people bring up AI and deepfakes, and then Tatum's boyfriend just so happens to be a computer whiz, and he made an AI version of himself and turned it into Stu just to be like, see, it's possible. Like other people could do it too. And again, that was a big red herring. That was like, okay, that's a little far fetched. Like this guy who is already a suspect in this murder case is going to do the thing that Ghostface might be doing. It felt like, okay, like yeah, okay, he's a suspect now. We get it. But yeah, just you keep the whole movie. The whole movie. I'm going, I love this. I love this. You're doing great. You're doing so great. If you can just stick the landing, if you can just do this one thing, if they had pulled off the ending, this would have been more than top 3. This would have been like second best movie just because Stu, right? Just to have like the first movie with Stu and Billy, and then to see Stu came back, it would have been like you would have watched Scream 1 and Scream 7 back to back together as a duo. So the whole movie, I'm like, I'm loving this. Awesome chase scenes, awesome kills, funny characters. Chad and Mindy are back. Gail's here, Sydney's here. Sydney has a daughter and she's not super annoying, which is like the thing I was scared about. I even told my mom, I was like, I don't know about this actress. Like, shouldn't they cast like a really badass actress to play Sydney's daughter? And my mom got so pissed because she watched I don't know, Blue Sky, Yellowstone. There's some show that my mom watched that has this actress who plays Sydney's daughter, and my mom is a huge fan of that show. And my mom's like, "Bro, you don't even know this actress is incredible. She's a badass. She carried this show. Her emotional range. How dare you say they should have cast someone else?" I also don't think that Tatum necessarily looks similar to Sydney. Like that's not a big deal though. But my choice, I was like, um, Lauren Laverta from the Terrifier franchise. I feel like that one, she kind of looks like Sydney, and she got the dark hair. And two, we know she can go from both the innocent emotion, like the innocent, carefree teen, to the emotional, badass final girl. So like that would have been cool, but whatever. This actress proved me wrong though. Good job, whatever your name is. Sydney's daughter, you did a great job. But yeah, I was like, okay, movie has everything. Movie has everything. Movie's so good. Movie's so great. Here comes the final climax, the final fight, the final confrontation, the final showdown between Sydney's daughter, and Ghostface. The reveal. Here it is. Ghostface captures Sydney's daughter. Ghostface calls up Sydney. They're like, "Hey, we got your daughter." And Sydney's like, "Oh, where is she?" And they're like, "Where the heart is." Home. Home is where the heart is. If you didn't get that, took me a minute. So Sydney goes home, and Ghostface, "Don't call the cops. We're gonna kill her." So Sydney goes home, and all the screens around the house, like different TVs, laptops, whatever, her phone, start like playing video footage, and it's obviously like AI. It's Stu's house though. Excuse me. Excuse me. I just had popcorn and Skittles and pizza, and I pigged out while watching the movie. Sorry. But yeah, Sydney comes to her house. All these TVs start turning on, and it's like really, you can tell digital, poorly generated AI of Stu's house. And Stu's there again talking, but you can tell in his voice now that it's fake. You can hear like kind of echoey, electronic sounding cracks in his voice. It starts like earlier it sounded like real Stu, and now it's obvious that it's fake. And that's when I was like, I went from, and then I mentioned all those people who were returning for Scream 7. Well, in actuality, the only people who return are David Arquette as Dewey, Billy's mom, Nancy Loomis, Sydney's brother, Roman, and Stu. So I guess like over half of the people who were rumored to return was a lie or fake or something. And those people I just mentioned, Dewey, Nancy, um, Roman, probably like 10 seconds apiece. It's just an AI version of them, or like it's supposed to be AI within the movie. It was actually the actors, but it's just them being like, "Hey, Sydney, remember me? I'm making my 10-second cameo so we can put out there that this actor and this character is returning." It was cool to see Dewey again. Um, I couldn't tell at first that it was Nancy Loomis. I'm not gonna lie. I was like just seeing her. Like obviously when she spoke, I realized, but I was like just judging off how she looks. I was like, that's gotta be Nancy Loomis, because like that's not Jill, that's not Amber. And then Roman, I love Roman, but his part wasn't anything special either. It's like 10 seconds, bro. It's like 10 seconds of people being like, "I'm your brother." So it's like, how cool can that be? You know, I would love to be like, "It was so cool, guys," but it's like 10 seconds of like, "Hey, it's me." And so the instant that I saw all of those AI versions, I was like, yeah, everything I know was a lie. The whole psychiatric hospital, the whole missing coronary report, mortuary thing, that was fake. Everything we've been watching, the entire fucking movie, all this, the one thing I wanted, the one thing that I wanted was just to actually have Stu. Oh, and the one spoiler that I saw for this movie before watching it, just scrolling through Facebook, and it was something, it was like Matthew Lillard says he believes Stu could still be alive. And I was just like, scroll, 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 get off of it. And so at first, it was like my heart fell. It was like a punch in the chest, because that was like confirmation at first that Stu was not really in the movie. But then I was like, okay, wait a minute. What if he's not talking about Stu being alive from the original? What if Stu actually in this movie, and then Sidney kills him again, and it's Matthew Lillard saying again that he thinks Stu could still be alive? I know that's convoluted, dumb, but that's what kept me holding on. That's what I had to convince myself to watch this movie of, like, that's what he could have been referring to, not that he wasn't in this movie. And the ending comes. Ghostface takes off the mask, and second time in this movie, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Just some ugly, balding old man? And it's like, oh yeah, he's the guy who told Sidney and Gale that that other guy who was also Ghostface escaped from this mental asylum, and that he saw Stu, and Stu was saying there. So it's like, okay, we got two killers so far. Both of them were, who the fuck are you? I could care less about you. You are not intimidating. You can go fuck off. And so there's one more killer. There's one more Ghostface who's in the background, who's standing there. And I'm like, okay, bro, this is it. This is the make or break moment. Have that be Stu. Because the dude who takes off the mask, he's even like, oh, hey, don't you want to meet Stu? And he points over there to the other Ghostface. And I'm like, please be Stu. Please, please be Stu, man. And then part of me is like, if you're not going to be Stu, at least be Gale. Like, I don't even think I want Gale to be a Ghostface killer at this point. But I was like, you got to give me something, man. You got to give me something, some big reveal. So the other Ghostface comes. Moment of truth. Taking off the mask. Who the fuck are you? Third time in this movie, you got three ghost faces. Every single one. I don't know who the character is when they take off the motherfucking mask. It's supposed to be a, oh my god moment. It's supposed to be a, how did I not see this coming? How did I not guess them? Or like a, oh, that's why they seemed so suspicious earlier. That's why they said this thing earlier. All three ghost faces. Mask off. Who is this person? Were they in this movie? What's this person's name? Have they even talked to Sidney? What's their motive? Who? What? Why? And to tell you the truth, I really don't know still. Um, I think it was the two guys. One of them was at the psych ward. One of them worked at the psych ward, and then there's a girl who is Sidney's new next door neighbor, and I believe she was dating the guy who worked at the psych ward. Why were they doing this? I don't know. Sidney's neighbor tries going on like a exposition dump, sort of like this is why I did it motive. I didn't understand a second of it. It's something like, I read your book, Out of Darkness, which is highly featured in part 4. And then she basically is like, you weren't there in New York. Where did you go? Like, I looked up to you, and then you said you were supposed to be out of darkness, but then you didn't come to New York in the 6th movie, and that caused her to snap. I'm like, is this an obsessed fan of Sidney's? Does she want to like be her family, a friend? Like, I had no idea. Is this her idol? Like, I was like, wait, what is she talking about? I was like, why is she doing this? Like, she's her mega fan, but she's gonna kill her daughter. I'm telling you, I went from like, this is one of the best Scream movies ever. I can't believe I doubted this movie for a second. This is so great to like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I've never had such a big change of like, ah, to it. I don't even, I don't know what to say, bro, about that ending. It was like, was this planned? Like, I feel like there is an alternative ending somewhere, or like maybe in the original script, Stu was actually alive, and then somebody came in and read the script and was like, I know we have 2 days to finish shooting the movie, but change the ending, change all the killers. And someone was like, uh, let's see, it could be Sydney's neighbor. I don't know. She was a big fan of her book and she was mad. Yeah, that's good. It just felt like unplanned, unsensical. Um, I can't even fathom the words to say. It just felt so out of place, stupid, um, irrational, and yeah, like the second the masks came off of all three of these people, it was like, you're not intimidating anymore. You're not scary anymore. I don't care about you anymore. And let's